What's up, everyone? Welcome to 49ers Coast to Coast. It's my fault we're late this week. We're your host, Cohn and Jason Aponte. He was here. I was not. For the record. Anyway, this is about the Rams game that's coming up. We're going to dissect it. First, though, what Deebo Samuel tweeted first thing in the morning, got up. I was probably because of Mina Kimes. She really brought this to the forefront of the national discussion, but she really was just stealing my little line about the group project. Anyways, cool. I'm just glad that she has good taste. Deebo Samuel wasn't amused, and he's like, why is everyone dogging Jimmy Garoppolo? Check his winning percentage, pure winner. What do you think of Deebo Samuel having Jimmy's back on social media?
Two things. One, what do you think he's going to say, especially when they went to the Super Bowl with him and his record is sterling like that? And then the question that I'll pose to you, let's throw a curveball. I'm going to throw this one back at you. You think they really care what Jimmy Garoppolo's stats are as long as they have more points at the end of the game somehow?
Right. Yeah.
I don't understand this infatuation with why Deebo Samuel should be worried about whether Jimmy Garoppolo threw for 300 yards and 2 touchdowns if they win the game. He could throw for 0 yards and 0 touchdowns and they win the game. I don't think
also, it's not like Deebo's stock is down because of Jimmy. His stock is up, right? So he's happy and he's about to get paid.
It's funny because someone asked me that. Don't you think Deebo prefers Trey Lance? No, not right now. Why would he? Why would he? Not at all.
Who else? Yeah, who else had Deebo's? Who else had Jimmy's back? Who else quote tweeted it and liked it?
Kyle Juszczyk,
Juszczyk,
Tart, everybody,
Vets.
Right?
Vets. It makes sense.
Yeah, that's the thing. Again, a lot of these guys, the only success they've seen is with Jimmy Garoppolo, and again, they don't give a damn how they get it done as long as they win. He doesn't have to have gaudy stats for them to win, as you can see. So I'm sure they don't care about his stats either. I mean, it's strange. You know, a lot of people want to nitpick in ways that's kind of weird for me because, 3 almost interceptions. Yeah, what about the 3 almost receptions that should have skewed his day in a different direction? George Kittle doesn't take that to the crib probably, but that's like a 50-yard game. What if Brandon Ayuk brings in that pass? What if Juwan Jennings brings in that pass? One more thing I want to point out to you real quick, Grant. 80 yards passing in the second half for Jimmy Garoppolo. That doesn't really jump off the screen, right? When you look at the elements, right? 55 yards for Aaron Rodgers. But again, Aaron Rodgers, the excuses for him are, special teams let him down. The defense couldn't get a stop at the end.
Rodgers didn't play well.
He didn't at all. And
terrible.
if that dig throw that he missed on that ball to Adams over the top, if Jimmy misses that throw at that critical juncture in the game, kills him. And it's just weird to me how certain guys get a pass, right? Obviously, Rodgers has equity as the natural thrower of the football that we've ever seen, the best. But then Rodgers needs help. Brady needs help. Everybody needs help. But when Jimmy gets the help, it's weird, right? He always finds a way to make the play at the end. So, I mean, these guys are going to have his back when it comes to stuff like that.
Can I push back on he always finds a way to make a play at the end?
Go for it.
He missed Emmanuel Sanders in the Super Bowl.
All right. That's fair.
He botched a quarterback sneak. He has some good clutch moments in the regular season, but on 3rd and 7, they ran the ball. So, I mean, look, I get it, and I feel like this is basically the Niners. What are they? They're winning, and when you win, you praise your quarterback, unless you're Terrell Owens. All I'm saying is just waiting. If they lose, you already know who's getting thrown under the bus. It happened in Tennessee. It's going to happen again, but they're happy now.
Can I push back on that 3rd down call?
Sure.
That was a beautiful look that Kyle Shanahan got, and it was the same exact draw play that they ran with Raheem Mostert against the same exact look that was a touchdown. Now, it didn't end in a touchdown, but I don't think that that's a sign of them not trusting Jimmy as much as it was the look, and you were get the ball in the best guy's hands and let him cook.
All right.
I know you're going to look at it a different way. I'm just telling you.
I mean, we'll never know. We'll never know. I hear you. Yeah. I disagree, but that's fair. I hear you.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I think they.
Akash said the same thing. I'm like, all right, man. Well, okay. All right.
Hey,
they did the same thing in Dallas on even longer yardage. I mean, I don't know.
When he needed to get them in the field goal range, though, he hit Kittle over the middle. I know you didn't listen to the broadcast, but Troy Aikman was literally saying it as it happened. Man, Jimmy Garoppolo's got to make a play here. And then Joe Buck, he throws it. He's like, and there it is right there. So it's weird. It's strange. We're always going to have these discussions because of how he starts the game. And then when he wins the game, he's going to get praised. It is what it is at this point, right?
Right. I mean, it's just when they win, as Mina Kimes put it, with the second worst performance statistically, QBR-wise, from a quarterback in the last, 15 years, who cares? But when you lose and you get a performance like that, everyone's mad. So it's a great story now, and he's a hero now. But if he keeps playing like this and the Niners don't, block a punt and return it for a touchdown this week and they lose, people are going to feel a lot differently. And Fred Warner said it yesterday. Like, Chris Biederman asked him, how are you able to trust Jimmy right now, despite his numbers being so down? He's like, because we're winning. He's a quarterback. We're winning. End of story. All right. Well, what happens if they don't win? We're not there yet. And I think most people around here most people that watch these teams expect the Niners to win this game. I don't know.
And I think that's fair. I mean, and, obviously the quarterback gets the credit, but here's the thing. I don't think that people really say he's like a hero. Like, I wouldn't say he's a hero. Like, week 18, that was some hero shit. This one, I don't know about that. This one was him navigating the best he could, and he just, he definitely made some plays that were in the
sense that people counted him out, and he's still winning, and that kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, look, if you want to use that to, like, like when Rocky was fighting Drago, like Hearts on Fire is playing in the background, and you want to use that to hype yourself up to go into the next game, and you're listening to all the negativity, and it's using you to fuel you, good. I don't care, bro. Just get it done.
Yeah, absolutely. We need a
But I hear you, though.
We'll see what happens. They haven't lost yet. We need a Deebo emoji. What up, Jay? You a beast.
Appreciate you, Eric. He just knows that I just got off of Rob's thing. He knows that, like, today's going to be a long day.
Everyone talking about Jimmy Garoppolo being the starter next year if he makes or wins the Super Bowl. Did we forget about his contract? Trey Lance equals much-needed free agents. And the extensions for Bosa and Deebo.
Right. I don't think the only way that I could even see them halfway reconsidering that is like Jimmy Garoppolo would have to outdo Patrick Mahomes for 400 yards and like 5 touchdowns and win the Super Bowl and be Super Bowl MVP, which that's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
No.
But yeah, I guess if Jimmy Garoppolo were someone else, they might reconsider it. One thing about this team, all the stars are unselfish players. Credit to Kyle for guys coaching that mindset and players responding. Trey liked it too. Yeah, one of the reasons I never felt they would bring in like Antonio Brown. Never thought that would happen.
And that's the thing is that this team is tight-knit, and it's not just the act, and they really believe all those things they say about Jimmy and the coaching staff, right? Like, if you saw that Chris Kosirk video of him talking about making a play with 11 minutes left, and he's like, time to snatch their souls, like, they're pretty close, man, and they're just playing for each other right now. I think that's what's really going on here, as opposed to it being like, oh, this guy's lifting us up. It's I don't think anybody's confusing Jimmy Garoppolo lifting them up. I think that this is such a unit that is so closely knit, and they're playing for each other, and that's a dangerous team to beat.
Nope, yeah, absolutely. Nathan says, I hope to hear that chant that Michael Irvin started for Deebo by the faithful. Deebo, I haven't heard it.
It's like, remember Wizard of Oz?
Yes.
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah, that. So Michael Irvin brought it up, and then like social media ran with it. We'll see. I mean, it should be a lot of red out there. So
I like Wizard of Oz. It's a classic. It's a damn classic. All right, moving on. The Niners activated Mohamed Sanu. I forgot he was on the team. He's
Jersey.
back. Rutgers. Is he gonna play? I mean, is there a role for him here? What's up with this? Sanu.
I mean, just in case something happens to Juwan Jennings. I mean, that's it. I mean, basically, that'll probably just make either Travis Benjamin or River Craycraft not play. I think Jennings is
River Craycraft. Y'all, he's done so much. Maybe you're gonna take it away from him.
If Hufanga doesn't find that ball, Craycraft was making a beeline to get that ball, and he was gonna screw. He saw his moment, and it was like someone else stepped in front of it and just said, "But hey, whatever." But yeah, Craycraft probably won't play, but I don't think this is gonna impact anybody. Jennings has got that lockdown, and he has a much better rapport right now with Jimmy, no matter how much Jimmy tried to prop up Sanu during training camp.
This is off
I know.
But if this is off topic, but if the Niners win the Super Bowl, Jordan Willis and Talanoa Hufanga are Niners legends forever.
I think they are. I think Jordan Willis already is. Yeah, because he opens up the lane for Jimmy Ward to get the field goal, and then that block punt, like I think he's already there.
Okay, you're absolutely right. All right, back to Sanu, back to the topic.
Yeah,
they don't need him anymore, right? He's just insurance. They don't need him anymore, right? It's not Kyle's not like, oh my God, thank God we have Sanu. Jennings, thanks for everything, but you're just not quite ready for the big stage.
No, I think that he's just happy. I think that he's happy that if he's caught in a rock in a hard place, he can go to a guy that he trusts, that he knows.
He's not gonna be the designated like fair catcher anymore. I wasn't a big fan of that.
No.
I
never understood having it back there. I'm like, he's never been a punt returner.
They hyped him up so much. Remember, he was like, "Oh, he's been catching it." And he had like videos of him catching punts over his house and stuff. It was like, please don't.
Yeah, dude. I mean, if you really want to throw a curveball at the Rams, put Sanu in and let him throw the ball. I remind people that he is the highest rated Atlanta Falcons quarterback in history. Look that up.
I remember scouting him, watching his videos when he was like a first round prospect considered like 10 years ago, and watching him do a bunch of Wildcat stuff. And you're like, what the hell? The hell is this?
Throwing darts to Julio Jones. I mean, Matt Ryan couldn't throw touchdowns to Julio Jones. He could, though.
True. Porn star Jimmy would be the new face of insurance with a Super Bowl win. Allstate, State Farm. He'd be
he's gonna get.
State Farm
He'll
commercials.
get some deal. He'll get some deal for that.
You would think. Sure. Yeah. Jimmy is Neil O'Donnell with a software update. Oh, I haven't checked out Neil O'Donnell's numbers in a minute, but kind of lightweight. Then they
Anthony
went to
Adams, like Spice Adams.
Yeah, but yeah. Players want to be the reason the team is good and wins. With Jimmy, they know he is average, and they are going to get more credit for a Super Bowl run. Money. That's fair. It's fair. Yeah.
I mean, that's it, right? Like, again,
Deebo's the MVP with Jimmy Garoppolo on the team, right? Deebo is the reason. And if Aaron Rodgers were here, he'd be like, just a guy. It's all about
his
Aaron.
numbers would go through the roof, and he'd be able to run more routes.
But that's very smart, Travis. I like the way you're thinking. All right, back to the show. Before we get to this matchup, fair to point out that Mike Singletary apparently vetoed a trade for Ben Roethlisberger during Roethlisberger's 20s when the Niners had a young, struggling Alex Smith. Now, Ben Roethlisberger had just, done some heinous things, and maybe Mike Singletary, a deeply Christian, moral man, was right. What do you think?
I don't know if he was right, but he's been consistent. I want winners, and I want men of character, right? And that's what that was. I mean, did you read the quote at the end that he said? He said, I absolutely did it because of that, and then I wish I hadn't.
I wish I hadn't, says that. Wow. Well, I mean, I don't even really know the full story, but it seems like he's a full-blown creep.
Oh yeah. Like, that's why I'm not celebrating him out the door right now. Like, I'm not at all. Like, there's plenty of people that have been ostracized and been demonized and looked differently, and like now we're supposed to forget all that because Ben Roethlisberger turned to God after he did all those other things. And
is that his story? Is that his story?
Oh yeah. Whenever you get pressed and you did some horrible things, I did some self-reflecting. I looked in and I found God. Where'd you find him at? Where do you find him at? Do you find him in a mountain? Do you find him?
He was just hanging out. He was in the next apartment over. He was chilling.
I'm good on Ben Roethlisberger.
God, he was like, "What's up?"
I'm good on Ben Roethlisberger. I have nothing against his football resume because that cannot be argued. But I am not about to sit here and celebrate that man. I really do not care.
Yeah, I mean, my main takeaway here wasn't to like dunk on Mike Singletary or be like, "Oh my God, how many Super Bowls would the Niners have had?" But I think kind of explains where they stood probably on Deshaun Watson. I don't think that was ever going to happen. I know Singletary isn't here to veto it, but I just don't think you can bring in a player like that to the Bay Area. It's just, I don't know. I don't think it would fly.
When you think about it, right, like the Harbaugh era was marred with a lot of those like arrests and stuff like that, and then
priority to fix that.
Right. What? And then Chip Kelly wanted Dak Prescott, and they were like, nah, the optics are bad. He has a supposed DUI. So, I mean, and then the other thing is here's what I took away from it. Pittsburgh was so fed up with Roethlisberger.
Right.
That they were like, we're done with this. That we need to get him out of here. And we'll take Alex Smith and we'll just move on. Like, we'll cut our losses. That's the telling part right there. Yeah. Is that the Steelers were done with it. And he had already won a Super Bowl with them. Crazy.
I've come up with the perfect term for Jimmy Garoppolo. He isn't offense. He is the anti-defense quarterback. No quarterback keeps you your D out there long and frustrates people more. Paul third.
That's a good point. I mean, look, even if the drive goes for 9-10 minutes and it's a field goal, you still have worn out that defense, and they're annoyed because they're just like, why can't we stop this guy? Why can't we stop them on this drive and make something happen? It's fun. I like that.
If Niners win it, if Kyle wins a Super Bowl with Jittery Jimbo, he should get Coach of the Year. Yeah, it's too bad they don't. Well, I mean, they would just give it to the winner of the Super Bowl every year. But yeah, that's a regular season award. Who's he going to go to? Coach of the Year, Vrabel?
Coach of the Year. It was Sean Payton for me for a little while until that team fell off a cliff and he started playing, games with the quarterback. Vrabel. It's going to go to the floor. Zach Taylor. From the Bengals. Yeah. That's not bad either. That's a really good story right there. They're one game away. I mean, they're not going to win, but they're one game away.
Jimmy's true identity will be more prevalent when he's on a team that can't pick up the slack. He's Ryan in Saving Private Ryan. Everyone has to do the most to get him home. There's so many good analogies to explain Jimmy Garoppolo. He's Ryan in Saving Private Ryan. Man, that's rough. Yeah, I'd be curious to see what he's like on the next team. I'm just curious. Maybe he'll go there and be great and prove us all wrong. I don't see it.
You better not let Jeff Garcia hear you because you never played on a full quarterback.
That was so disappointing, man.
What a
I really
weirdo.
like Jeff Garcia. Now I'm like, ugh.
What a weirdo, dude.
Well,
what a weirdo.
You're washed. I guess we're not going to be hearing from you anytime soon.
Is there any wonder why he can't get a coaching gig anywhere while the organization doesn't want to deal with him? Like, bro, and I guarantee you, if Dante Whitner or Takeo Spikes, one of those guys said that man would have been quiet as kept. Get out of here, man. Ridiculous.
Yeah, pretty much the dumbest thing you could have said. Good job, Jeff. Chris says, please talk about how crazy their Jimmy House flipping strategy is. They were willing to sacrifice the season to turn the second spent on him into a first. First of all, I still don't think they're gonna get that first.
I don't think they'll get a first either.
I don't. And so I don't necessarily, I don't know about it. I don't know, man. Look, I don't know. I don't know. Was that the plan?
You have to admit this. They have raised his stock a little. And their plan to do that and their plan to roll with him has them one game away from the Super Bowl. So can you really argue with that? Because look, say what you want about Jimmy Garoppolo. There's 32 quarterbacks that start for NFL teams. Jimmy Garoppolo is one of those 32. He is. He is.
Say what you want. He is a quarterback.
Say what you want. He is a starting quarterback in this league. He is a starting quarterback in this league. He has quarterback face. Right. He is a starting quarterback in this league.
Yes.
Now, the problem is that ranges from anywhere from 14 to 25 certain games and in between. But he's still a starter, and that's still valuable. So,
yeah, I mean,
but I'm a Jimmy
the way I look at it is like I think Kyle wanted to move on, but the locker room was resistant, and he didn't want to force a rookie quarterback on a locker room that wasn't about it. And then I think he even said, he would have stuck with Trey Lance after the Arizona game, but Lance was hurt. Yeah. If Lance hadn't gotten hurt against Arizona, it would be interesting to know how the season would have played out, because the way I see it, Jimmy Garoppolo did things this year, but was down the list of reasons that they turned their season around. I mean, I'm not saying he didn't do anything, but his contributions were down the list. And I think, Lance could have been on that list too, had he not gotten hurt. Anyway, didn't happen that way. Yeah. And we'll never know.
That's the problem, right? It's like we had our way of thinking about how they could do it, but here they are.
And they're still alive. They're still alive. Pornstar Jimmy would be the new mayhem for Allstate. That is great. That has potential.
You can't get rid of the guy from Oz and
smile it off, because he is the embodiment of mayhem. Dude, that's him. Thank you. I love that. That should be his agent.
You're having
John, you ain't doing it right, man. Let me help you out with that. Allstate. All right, here we go. Jimmy G, the face of health insurance. This is hella funny.
My God, man.
Jason Graham, Brady in the Bay, media love storylines. What do you think? Was this Florio who was saying this?
Yeah, Florio also is punching the air at the fact that Jimmy Garoppolo has more playoff wins than Kirk Cousins, bum ass. And
so am I. I'm a big Kirk Cousins guy. So
I don't know. The Brady one, I would say no to, because they've already said no to that and they've already got the guy that they want to. The Rodgers one is if that comes up, that would be something that.
And because again, like they're gonna inquire, right? And what is their package they have to offer so they don't have picks? Is it? I mean, it's not Lance, right? Because they have Love. So would it be
Garoppolo?
Jimmy. But Jimmy's not worth much. It would be Jimmy plus Warner. Not Jimmy Bosa. Not Deebo.
No,
Jimmy
look, and
someone.
The Packers won't trade him to the Niners. That won't happen. Nah, that won't
That'll
happen.
Be their offer, right?
Yeah,
Jimmy, He beat you. Couldn't stop him.
I remember one beat writer said that Jimmy Garoppolo would have never let his team get behind in the 2019 NFC Championship game.
I don't want to give that guy any more free. No matter who says it, Jimmy Garoppolo sucks. Only reason players are defending him is because they are teammates, but they know Jimmy Garoppolo is a liability and costs us points. Look, the only thing that was funny is that, like, when asked point blank, why do you keep trusting Jimmy? I mean, Fred Warner was like,
we won.
Because we won. I mean, and then he was just like, if you were to line up the most important positions on the team, quarterback's number one. It's like, yeah, that's the logic. He should be the reason they're winning, but it's kind of ironic. It's kind of amazing that a team can go this far in spite of a quarterback most of the time, even though he has his contributions. He does. Rock Nico says our defense should get insurance endorsement and the commercial. Jimmy should be the number one customer.
Yo, what have you done?
It should just be like Jimmy, just like, just causing explosions and fires everywhere, and all his teammates just putting it out and getting no credit. And Jimmy just, it's all, I mean, that would be so funny. Can the team lean into this and just do that, please? That would be so funny. I think they should. Godzilla says if Jimmy wins a Super Bowl, it's a lock. He's coming back. History shows that no Super Bowl team has run it back with a different quarterback. Case closed.
Doubt it. That's an egregious waste of picks, an egregious waste of a rookie quarterback scale, and I doubt it.
Yeah, if he comes back, I don't know how Deebo and Bosa come back. I don't see how you afford it all. How you can afford it all.
Well, the cap goes up. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to be in and off this team, but yeah, you got to make a move. And there's going to be so many.
You're going to let Deebo? Yeah, I don't know.
There's quarterback needy teams right now that think that they can still compete with him. So yeah, not Spice.
At Jason Aponte, not Spice. I'm Arsene Lupin.
No. I know who it is. I just saw Anthony Adams. That was 49er
Jimmy's
legend.
playing like garbage and we're winning games. Imagine if he just played average, we would be unstoppable. LOL. And in his defense, though, he's literally injured. So, I mean, yeah, 2 touchdowns, 6 interceptions the last 4 games. That's unacceptable. But, I mean, he's trying to be tough. He's trying to get it out for his team. That's why people respect what he's doing. It's Kyle's decision to go, very conservative and stick with the veteran for the veteran's sake. But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't expect him to just bounce back. He needs surgery. The dude needs surgery.
Yeah, the shoulder's not bothering him anymore. It's the thumb. It's not going to be cold in this game. So this is a perfect spot for him to get back and be fine.
Interested in how many members of the Niner gang are actually going down to the game this Sunday? I know I'll be there. One of y'all should do a poll.
I'm going.
It's going to be a lot of people there, man.
I'm leaving early.
Jimmy's commercial would be with Allstate, you're protected from mayhem like this. Jimmy throwing to a wide open linebacker. Chris Royal, thank you very much. I think this got legs. Jimmy, if you got a sense of humor, just own it. Just own it. Jimmy is Batman. Our team is his utility belt. All right, hold on. All right, let's get back to the show for a second.
You know exactly what you're doing here too, and you're loving every minute of this, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. This is my show. My fans are a little different. All right, not fans, but my viewers. Okay, let's get to the matchup.
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford had a really good season, led the league in picks, threw 4 picks against the Niners, hasn't thrown a pick in the playoffs. He's good. I don't care, man. He struggled against the Niners, but they don't have a run game in LA. If they had a run game, if he were on the Niners would be better. Anyway, that's how I feel. What is the key to defending Stafford and making sure that he doesn't get his first win as a Rams player against the Niners?
Pass rush with 4 and no blitz.
I was going to say the same thing. Yep.
No blitz. Blitzing. No blitzing, so you can drop everybody else back into coverage. He's actually very good against the blitz. Got to be the other way. It's got to be good with 4 every time. 4 and play solid on the back end. And then if you get that pass rush, if you get that pressure percentage up to 33% like it was in week 18, those Stafford picks will rear his ugly head because that's just who he is at this point. And that's the only way that you can really slow him down at this point. If you allow him time to sit back there and allow Kupp to find that zone, and he has the arm to put it in places that is really tough. But if you're in his face and you're hitting him, it's the way that you beat most quarterbacks. Tom Brady gets beat like that. Aaron Rodgers gets beat like that. But particularly Matthew Stafford, don't blitz him, get 4 home.
Yeah, I mean, the only guys you don't beat that way are guys who are real mobile. Because if you only rush 4 on guys who can move, you leave open a gap. Easy to get out of the pocket. You kind of want to rush 5 on mobile guys, but Stafford isn't that. He's not a statue, but he can't really make Bosa miss. He's not going to make Ebukam. He can't even make arms. I mean, once you get around him, he's going down. So I agree. And I also feel like there's a bit of impatience with Stafford. That he's not really content to take what the defense gives him if they play too high. He'll press. And what happened? He threw those 2 picks late against the Niners. He was having a great game. I think he hit 14 of his first, something crazy. He was playing really well. He got hit a bunch of times and got impatient, just threw the ball up for grabs. So, yeah, I think basically what you said. That's it. Yeah.
Script was working early on, but again, as the game goes on, he presses a little bit and he doesn't like being hit. So that's it. I mean, no quarterback likes being hit, but
Jimmy doesn't like being hit. What have you seen from Stafford these last 2 playoff games? How is he taking his game up a notch?
Well, Arizona's frauds and they took care of that. That was that. But I will say this, the one thing that I keep pointing to for the reason that the 49ers can win this game is because they get pressed and they fold. And they gave up a 27-3 lead to Tom Brady when they weren't particularly playing well. And he made one of the most incredible throws I've ever seen in a gotta-have-it clutch moment. And it wasn't just something over the middle to somebody. That was a bomb over the middle to Cooper Kupp with a guy bearing down on him right in the basket, man. So those throws are still there for him. So the first game, I'm going to attribute it to the fact that the Cardinals shouldn't have even probably been there. They started off hot enough where they could lose all those games and still get in. But
still, I wouldn't say. I mean, the Cardinals made Jimmy look not so good. I mean, the Cardinals beat the Niners twice.
The defense was really bad in that game. The defense was really bad in that game. Like I feel like Jimmy threw passes to Kittle. He fumbled. He threw an Ayuk. He fumbled. So I mean, I don't think they lost that game because of Jimmy, right? Like I don't think they
17 points on offense though.
Yeah. But again,
maybe Jimmy, but the offense wasn't good in that game.
But what month? And what team was he facing? The 49ers weren't the team that they are now. And what month was it? It was November?
Yeah, right? I mean, okay. All right.
Yeah, just Arizona's not that good. Yeah, Arizona's just not that good. But with the Bucks, for them to take a punch and then not fold and finish that out, that was something that I noticed from Stafford. Because when things start to snowball with the Rams, whether that's early in the game or whether they get ahead and they start to lose it, they kind of they kind of pack it in. Like not that they pack it in, they have a propensity to fold up, and I think McVay's a part of that.
Emmanuel Gomez says, "Can people stop acting like porn star Jimmy is the reason why the Niners are winning?" He's talking to you, Jason.
The Niners are winning because they're a great team. I mean,
they're a great team. Man.
They just won a game with special teams. Their worst unit.
They just won a game with special teams. They would not be alive right now if it wasn't for special teams. But you know what? They did it multiple times.
Dude,
Jimmy Ward blocked a kick. That's not enough. We're not done, guys. They need us.
Look,
they need us.
Two things that I'm going to point out to you. If I would have told you that the Packers were going to score 10, you would have said, how much did the 49ers win by? Now, if I would have told you that the 49ers wouldn't score an offensive touchdown, you would have said, how much did they lose by?
Jimmy and Thins, 10-19, Tyshon Samuel shall absolve you of all sins that haveth committed with the pigskin. That is great. Thank you so much. Jimmy and Thins? Corinthians. Jimmy and Thins. Jiminthians. I'm Jewish.
Got some fire comments coming in here.
Not a Jimmy fan, but I'm realizing the team just plays better with him on the field. He contributes to the energy similar to Draymond on the Warriors. Don't you dare compare him to Draymond Green.
Look, let me get you mad.
Draymond Green is a Hall of Famer. Get out of here.
Now let me get you mad. Derek Jeter.
No! That's a Hall of Famer. You stop comparing him to Hall of Famer. Is he going to be a Hall of Famer if he goes to 2 Super Bowls and loses twice? No. He's never even been to a Pro Bowl. Can we just dial it back to notches, please?
No, but all right, what I mean, all right, look, here's the comparison I'm talking about with Derek Jeter, right? Derek Jeter was never like the driving force of those Niners teams, those Yankees teams, but he's a winner. He's clutch though. G's clutch though.
He had 3,000 hits. I mean,
oh yeah. I'm just kidding. I just wanted to get you.
You know who Jimmy is? Jimmy's Buster Posey. No, he's not.
Oh my God.
Posey was MVP. Jimmy isn't sniffing that. I don't know who Jimmy is, man. Jimmy gets all this credit because he plays quarterback, which is the most important position. It's like, well, he has to get the credit. Dude, he's averaging like 170 passing yards, less than that in the play. I'm sorry, but but you know what? He's a good guy. He's a good guy.
I'll take 170 this game.
Yeah. What if Jimmy happens to throw 3+ TDs in the NFC Championship or Super Bowl? Do you think perception of him would change?
A little.
Maybe among Niner fans. I think maybe among Niner fans. I think nationally, people are pretty much made their mind up on Jimmy. I don't know. When I do like radio hits with people, East Coast, Pacific Northwest, I don't think they're like if he has one good game. I don't know. Maybe who knows? Maybe if it's on a big stage and is good enough, but I don't know. Niner fans seem to be changing their mind real quick though on him. Though I gotta say.
Well, I wouldn't say if they're changing their mind. They're just like, screw it. This is what it is, and I'll take the wins. I don't care how we get it. Again, if Jimmy Garoppolo goes 0 for 0 with 0 and 0 and 0 and 0, and the 49ers win 41-0 running the ball 85 times, I don't give a damn. He won't get credit for the win, but I just need this team to win because it's so close to this damn Super Bowl.
I'm just mad that there wasn't Twitter in 2000 when the Ravens won with Trent Dilfer. Like, would there have been a section of Ravens Twitter that was all about Dilfer truthers, who he just wins? Because they got rid of Dilfer and brought in Gerback, who had good statistical years with the Chiefs, and he freaking flopped and was out of the league the year after that. And I just wonder, was there a segment of like there are no Baltimore Ravens fans? It's not like the Niners, but I'm sure there must have been a segment of Ravens fans that were like, "See, this is what I'm talking about. Dilfer was unappreciated. You kidding me? Dilfer was the reason."
And what's funny is they won games very close with defense, and they made plays at the end. And then, I mean, on the other side is not going to be Kerry Collins and the Giants for the 49ers. So that's not, that's not fair. But
Dilfer was really inaccurate. But at the same time, when he won that Super Bowl, he didn't commit turnovers. So it was a little different. It was a little different, but that offense was not really. It was a long.
Shout out to Brandon Stokely.
Yeah, Jamal Lewis was great.
Jamal Lewis was great, and they had that one guy, Jermaine Lewis, who ran back the kick after they ran back the kick. I mean, the Giants had beat remember, I don't know if you remember that year, the Giants beat the Vikings and beat the brakes off them in the NFC Championship.
Sean Payton was their OC.
Yes, and then they ran up against the Ravens and they had no shot in the game.
No, that Ravens defense was crazy. Bill Belichick turned 70 this year. I strongly doubt he wants to commit to Mac 10 in the twilight coaching career. Asking someone better, maybe he takes Jimmy Garoppolo. I doubt it.
Nah, that's his guy. He loves Mac.
That's his guy. And that's his legacy.
He has to win with Matt so he can shut up everybody about the Brady stuff.
That's right. I predict Trey Lance will be the youngest quarterback in history with a Super Bowl ring. I like
Jason. I like Jason.
I like Jason. It seems to me that if the Niners can do this year with Jimmy, just imagine what they can do next year with Trey. Now, it'll be his first year starting, but he'll get the whole year to prove. Seems like he improved from start 1 to start 2. I don't know. Maybe it's too hard. Maybe those expectations are too much for the kid. I don't know. Daniel says, did you all watch the Trent mic'd up? Maybe reading to body language too much, but it doesn't seem too warm to Jimmy. I didn't see it.
Yeah, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
He seems pretty laid back in general. Not that, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Porn star Jimmy McGlinchey, Kinlaw to Pitt for a first, third. You think
that's a lot?
Pittsburgh wants all that? Take all our bus and Jimmy and give us a first.
Jesus, all our bus.
I'm sorry, not our bus, but the guys we don't really want. The guys we're pretty much over. What's up, Grant? Yes, rushing Stafford with 4 is key. The moment we start blitzing a lot, there will be trouble in the secondary. All right, true. Thank you, Julio. Let's get back to our show. What's the key to covering Cooper Kupp? The Niners really haven't done a great job of it this year, although no one has. But they've beaten them twice. So what's the key?
You got to tackle him as soon as he catches the ball. Don't let him get any yards after the catch. You can't really stop him. There's nothing you can do to stop him.
He's just an amazing route runner.
Yeah, and Stafford and him have this connection. It's just he knows where to go. They picked it up right away. I mean, look at how quickly Cooper Kupp was already one of the more productive receivers, considering what he was doing with Jared Goff. Now you give him this, and now look at what you've gotten. So I mean, it's about limiting him, right? It's about not letting him get big plays, and he's gonna get his. Like, there's nothing you can really do now. You limit him, but you can't let anybody else go off. Like Van Jefferson can't go off in this game. Odell Beckham can't go off in this game. You can't have Higbee scoring touchdowns.
Right.
You can't let
Cam Akers tilt your defense the way you did against Devontae Adams, right?
Absolutely. No. Make the other guys beat you. Make Alan Lazard beat you. Make Randall Cobb beat you. Like that.
That's how you do it against Green Bay. It's a little bit trickier against the Rams, right? They have a tight end.
They do. They have a tight end, and they have 2 receivers that are actually pretty good, and Cam Akers is back. So, I mean, it's not as easy as all that, but Cooper Kupp, you're not going to stop him. You just have to – and also –
So you mean the safeties need to, like, Tart and Ward. They got to tackle him.
And K'Wan Williams was not in this game in Week 18, and they deliberately went after Dante Johnson in that game, who actually played very well when he was moved around because he had to play safety in that game. He had to move around. He's very, very much a solid contributor to this team. I know that a lot of people make jokes, but – K1's going to be there, and I think that kind of tilts things a little bit differently. And again, here's the other thing, man. This game's not going to start 17-0 again. It's not. I'm sorry. It's not. And the 49ers came back from that. I think this game's going to be close all the way through. So there's not going to be this portion of where I don't think there's going to be this portion of the game where the 49ers start slow on offense and defense and have to catch up. Like, this game's going to go a lot different this time.
The one thing about this matchup that concerns me is that the Niners offense really has been struggling to me. They're averaging 4.8 yards per play in the playoffs. Now their defense is so great. I don't really expect the Rams to like go crazy or even do that well against the Niners. And I think the Niners, I mean, I'm optimistic about their chances, but I'm not that optimistic about them scoring a ton of points in this game.
I think the script in this first drive is going to be big. I think, the first time that they come out on offense, like I think it's really important for the 49ers to put together a very good long drive where they convert on third down and impose their will, even if it ends in a field goal. Like, you have to kind of let them know, okay, you saw what happened in Green Bay. That had a lot to do with weather. That had a lot to do with drops. You saw what happened, in the game before.
Hey, give Green Bay's defense credit too, though.
Oh, yeah. Rashawn Gary was amazing. Kenny Clark was amazing in this game.
Campbell.
Yeah, they were great. They were great. And that's
Yep.
another thing, too, that you have to factor in. Like, those guys on the other side get paid, too.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of come out and show, okay, sure, this is what happened, but there's a reason that these things happen, and we still impose our will on you, and we're still going to move the ball the way that we do. I don't think the offense is going to come out as flat as it did in Week 18.
Yeah, and plus that was a Cooper Kupp topic anyway. My bad. Sacramento Mike says Trent Williams has a holding penalty in like 5 straight games at critical times, and Ward is given big plays in 3 games. Also, Jimmy threw a damn touchdown. Well, we've talked about Garoppolo. Ward has given up some big plays, but that kick block was pretty big too. Trent Williams has been hurt. It seems like he's hobbling, man. He's got a bunch of injuries, right?
Yeah.
Elbow, ankle, 2 things.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't practice today. I think he's going to play, but yeah.
I think he's going to play. But again, they said at the beginning of the week, they don't even know if it's a high ankle or a low ankle. But if it's a high ankle, I don't see how you play through that. I don't see how you do that.
I don't know if they classified it yet, though.
Give it a shot. They haven't. Last 3 games, everyone has said Jimmy needs to make plays to win, yet he makes plays to lose, and nothing gets said about it in big media. Grant's the GOAT. No, it's funny. Everyone's like, Jimmy has to do this or that. No, he doesn't. Everyone, I mean, the Niners are so good. Their defense, 3 turnovers. Jeez. Yeah, they have gone on a crazy streak of forcing takeaways since they lost to the Cardinals. This team lost to the Cardinals, blown out, 31-17 at home. Since then, maybe the best team in the league. Them and the Chiefs.
Lost 2 games.
Them and the Chiefs. Chiefs have lost 1 since then.
Yeah.
And that's your front 7. 12-14 Niners or 19-21 Niners.
Damn. This is going to sound like a prisoner of the moment take, but 1921. And here's why. In 19, they were top heavy. That 4, Bosa, Armstead, Buckner, and Ford, can't really do anything with that. But I don't know if people remember, Anthony Zettel got snaps in the Super Bowl. Maybe that's why they couldn't finish it. And maybe that's why this 21 team is ready to go, because now they've got 5, 6, 7 guys who can get out there and get after the quarterback. Jordan Willis can get in on certain downs. DJ Jones and Eric Armstead are balling. Bosa has 1 or 2 sacks, right? But he's drawing all that attention. And Ebukam's come alive, right? Like, you've got guys now that you can rotate and get fresh legs in. So top heavy, 19. 21, right now, they're deeper, in my opinion.
That's fair. The best front 7 I've ever covered on this team is 11, though. 11.
Okay.
Because that was Justin Smith before he injured his arm. Alden Smith was great as a rookie. Patrick Willis in his prime. Navarro Bowman in his
Ray
prime.
McDonald.
Right. I mean, man. Now, these are all great front 7s. But that 11 one, to me, I don't think they were just totally dominant against the run all year. I don't think they gave up a rushing touchdown until the very end. I think it was freaking Marshawn who finally got one.
Right, and they didn't give up a 100-yard rusher. Like I think it was for like almost like 2-3 years. But right now, this 49ers defense is bottling up everybody's run game.
No question. So, it's definitely a good comparison. Anthony Adams says, what do we do with Kinlaw? Does he have any value?
I don't know if anybody's going to want to trade for him.
Yeah, keep him. He's another guy you can throw in the rotation, but they don't need him.
Yeah, and that's just another, I mean, I still say you got to bring DJ Jones back. Like, he's been so good. Like, I don't even see how you don't. But they still have to see what they have with him. So they're going to give him another shot.
Grant is a schmuck on wheels, says Eric Jensen. There's
but
no
he
wheels.
paid you.
But I don't have wheels. I'm just a schmuck. Sorry. No wheels. Right now. Ivan says, is Jimmy's thumb better or will it never heal without surgery? If it put me in, just hit a beer can with a football 15 yards away. But Kyle hit a pizza oven. So I think we're going to go with Kyle here.
Oh, man, wouldn't that be the story? Kyle wins the Super Bowl
on the sideline.
All right, I'm going.
Nominated myself. Jimmy's like the little kid you give the turned off controller to, and they really think they're playing.
Yo, come on.
That's a good one. I like that. That's good. I love that, man. Niner fans are hella funny. MS winning a Super Bowl this year. TB did after changing teams is not good for NFL GMs. If the NFL is rigged, Jimmy G winning the most pro management move. We really rolling out. People know what's talking about the Chiefs this year. They have lost 1 game in the last 2.5 months. They're still pretty good too.
1 game at a time. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's finish this one. Let's finish this one. And maybe the Bengals do something that I don't think they can do and beat them.
Double B Studio says whether Niners are 13-3 or 10-7 record, they are 2 games away from the Super Bowl. I noticed a lot of analysts are pissed Jimmy G is here.
Because they can't make sense of it. Right? Like they just can't make sense.
I can make sense of it. It means the Niners are great. The Niners are really good.
But if you notice, right? If you notice, whenever I don't like watching ESPN or NFL Network because I never want like my mind like to be infiltrated with that garbage, right? Like that surface level stuff because I'm trying to think a little bit deeper. But all of them are trying to figure out ways to pick Jimmy Garoppolo apart and push the narrative of like they're winning in spite of him, right? Like and that's all I've been like hearing in clips, like little by little. Like everybody is the only person that I've seen that's come out is really like jumped out in front and taken all the arrows for Jimmy Garoppolo for some reason is like Emmanuel Acho, who kind of made like certain.
Someone has to do it. You got to have 2 sides of an argument,
right? Like
and everyone's going to the obvious side, which is the correct
everyone's kind of piling on. Like even Colin Cowherd, who was like so pro Jimmy for a long time, man. Yeah, like now it's like he's even kind of gotten to that place.
But they are winning in spite of him, and that instead of focusing the whole conversation on Jimmy just because he's the quarterback, you can say, wow, that means that Deebo's great, Armstead's great, Jimmy Ward's great, great. Look at all these players who aren't quarterbacks who deserve, a little, not 30 for 30s, but deserve airtime nationally. But it's all like, well, Jimmy's not the real deal, so this team isn't the real deal. No, they are the real deal in spite of him, and that's part of what makes this team so remarkable. I mean, there's been teams like this in the past. The Ravens were like this. I mean, the Bucks were like this. Back in John Lynch's day, he knows what this is like. He did this with Brad Johnson. It happens. It happens. It's kind of cool when it happens because it doesn't always have to be about the quarterback.
Right, but I think a lot of people will still point to like there's better quarterbacks and they get graded like worse or they get looked at worse because they're not winners and stuff like that. Again, I'm not saying that that's the argument I'm presenting. I'm saying that like people will say, well, this guy had this and this guy had this, but you don't look at him the same way as him because they win this many games. So it's going to be a nonstop discussion, right? Like this reputation that Jimmy Garoppolo has had of being a winner, it started before he got here in San Francisco, right? Every game that he started for the New England Patriots, they won. Every game. And they were like, oh, look at the guy. He's already got the game. It was already here before that. And then he comes here and he wins 5 games in 2017. And then, boom, that's it. It just goes out of control now. And then when you look at the record, it backs up all those people who have said the same thing.
I got a curveball for you. What is the key to beating the 49ers? This team has won 9 of 11. They have very few weaknesses. What is Sean McVay telling that team? How do you beat this team? What's the key?
Sean McVay, I know you're watching right now because you're trying to prepare. So let me just give you some advice, and I'm going to help you out as an insider. You want to run the ball, never pass it with Matthew Stafford one time. Just run it. It doesn't matter. And punt on every 4th down. Got it. That's how you're going to beat the Niners. No, all right, no. You have to capitalize on the Jimmy Garoppolo mistakes, and you have to continue to push the ball. You have to continue to push this team down. Like if you're up 17-0, you can't just go for a field goal and settle for 20-0. You have to keep going. Put this team in as far a hole as you can because you know for a fact that they're going to make a run. And it'll eventually come back. Kyle's going to figure out a way to get the run game going and get the offense moving. But their problem is the pedal to the metal thing. It almost happened again this week. 27-3, and the way that team was playing, and you still needed that play at the end of the game. Why is it that this team always seems to get ahead, and then they let guys creep back in and either just lose the game or have to win it in a wild way? They need to have killer instinct. If you smell blood in the water, finish the job. Don't and stop being conservative, Sean McVay. When the 49ers punted in week 18, he coward-like 3 runs, punted, we got it. No problem. If you roll Matthew Stafford out and make him make a throw on 3rd down, you get a 1st down, game's over.
That's true.
So it's McVay. It's you, your killer instinct, and your team. You cannot let them get unraveled, and you have to continue to put your foot on the gas pedal because the 49ers are not going to let up.
Yeah, I mean, I have kind of a different take. I think they should be conservative to a degree. I look back at what Tennessee did. To me, Tennessee showed the blueprint of how to beat the 49ers. And I think most people don't look at what they did as anything special. But what they did was not turn the ball over.
Max
I don't know if that was their game plan. But if you can not turn the ball over against the Niners, you got a good chance of beating them because the Niners most likely will turn the ball over. That's the thing. And really, Jimmy's been let off the hook the last few weeks because Stafford threw 2 picks, Dak threw a pick, Green Bay special teams is a disaster, plus Mercedes Lewis fumbled. If you can not do any of that and do what Tennessee did and just play bad offense but not turn the ball over, you just might win 20-17. You just might. Maybe not.
Yeah, but Jimmy also had that late drive too. Like I mean, this defense is really good. That's why they're in this position.
That's what I'm saying. It's really good, and the Niners were still in position to win the game against Tennessee. It's not a foolproof plan, but I think that's the Niners are that good that all you can really hope is like, I don't know if we're going to necessarily beat the Niners. We can just hope that Jimmy beats the Niners. That's pretty much your best shot. Hope that they beat themselves.
And then look at this, right? The Green Bay game in week 3, Jimmy goes down and scores the touchdown to put them up a little bit.
Yep.
In the Tennessee game, he goes down and he scores to tie the game. In Seattle, he almost does the same thing. So a lot of these games that they've lost have been at the last moment. So for whatever reason, again, I know your analogy, the firefighter and the arsonist, all that stuff, everything. But
listen, Jason, all floating back to the Jimmy Garoppolo. That's amazing, man. You're into Jimmy all of a sudden. Wow.
No, I'm just trying to be objective a little bit, right? Like, look, I feel the limitations, right? I feel it. And again, everything that was said weeks before this playoff run is still valid today. None of that changes. I'm just saying that when objectively you look at it, sure, he plays bad for stretches, and then all of a sudden, when you have to have it out of nowhere, when you're just like, oh, he's not going to do anything, boom, 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 here it is. It's the most mind-boggling quarterback situation in the football.
I just don't. It didn't happen in the Super Bowl, man. To me, while it's been impressive that they've won these games, I don't look at him any differently. And I think what I'm hearing from people is like people trying to changing their tune or changing their opinion on Jimmy Garoppolo. Like, okay, but like I'm cool on the Niners. I'm impressed with the Niners, but I don't see him any differently because they beat Green Bay. I don't see him any differently. Maybe other people do.
Maybe they do. I don't know if I see him any differently. I'm just seeing what's happening this year. The defense is playing well. That the special teams thing is again, they are creating turnovers. And when he didn't create turnovers earlier in the year, they lost. They lost a lot of games that way. That was a big issue for all of us, where we were saying where the turnovers was
5 turnovers the first 8 games, and they were 3-5.
Right, but again, teams just playing hot right now and whatever. Like they're getting it done. And I'll use your phrase, in spite of the way that he's been playing.
I mean, it's hard to say that a team that's playing with a quarterback whose TD to INT ratio last 4 games is 1-3 is winning because of him. I mean, that's hard to say. I mean, I don't know. That's a different. Here, let me put it this way:
they're not winning because
of him. If Garoppolo was on the Rams and Matthew Stafford was on the Niners, all Niner fans this week would be talking about is how trash Jimmy is. That's all they would talk about, and they would make fun of him and say that the Niners are going to kill the Rams. I guarantee that. But Jimmy's one of us. He's one of y'all. And so you got his back. And I get that. It's the point of being a fan. I get it. But I just feel like, let's have a little self-awareness here. It's because he's a Niner fan. And the fact that the national media doesn't see it the way Niner fans see it is like, well, that's legit because they're not rooting for the Niners.
I think we know it.
I think we know how she sees it from Seattle.
I think we know it too. And I think a lot of where I'm coming from is there's not really new points that are being made about Jimmy Garoppolo at this point. Like no one is breaking any news as to what type of quarterback he is. This is the thing that we've been talking about all off season, right? So I think with 2 games left, it doesn't really seem, at least in my opinion, right? It doesn't seem like a good use of my time and enjoying this ride to discuss something that has been no new points. Everybody's kind of circling around the same points that are all true.
That's what it is. It's, do you want to enjoy the ride or do you want to analyze the ride? I don't enjoy the ride. That's not what I do. So I feel like there's a lot of fans out there that are like, hey, man, it's NFC Championship. Screw it. I'm trying to enjoy the ride. Yeah, that's not me. I feel that, though. But that's not me. I don't do that. Yeah. It's not my job.
I'm just being honest with you. Like, it's not my job either.
That's rapper. I thought you knew that.
This right now is a hobby for me that has somehow turned into a little bit of money.
It doesn't come around It doesn't come around that often. NFC Championship, It's your team. Enjoy that. I get it.
Plus, I would love to see him finish it out, obviously, because I'm a fan, but I would love to see it because there's going to be so many people that are going to, like, their heads are going to explode and they're never going to be able to figure it out. And they're still going to just be like,
Trent Dilfer. It happens. It's like Haley's comment. It happens. Grant, will you be at Levi's South this Sunday? Yeah, I'll see you there, probably. Brady, first Super Bowl run, 18 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Jimmy.
Get him, Sacramento Mike. Get him.
Oh, God, dude.
Get him.
That was different era. That was 20 years ago. Okay. I love this. Like, stats don't matter anymore. David Lombardi is Jimmy G's Kelly Stafford. Who's Kelly Stafford? The mom? The wife? The mom? Sister? Only Hall of Fame quarterback lose their first. Only Hall of Famer quarterbacks lose their first Super Bowl start and later start and win a Super Bowl. This is the only thing that got Jimmy Garoppolo going for him. Start the kid. Yeah, people talk about rookies never won a Super Bowl. How many dudes that lost their first appearance came back and won it later? Bunch dudes in the Hall of Fame. So there's also that. And Jimmy could be one, and then he'll be in the Hall of Fame. That's how it's going to work. If he wins a Super Bowl, he's in the Hall of Fame. It's the way it goes. I don't make the rules. Diego, $1. Thanks, Diego. I appreciate you. Do you think they played Deebo on special teams this game? Yes, I do. Freaking yes. I'm sorry, people have jumped on and off the Jimmy G shit 3 times this year. Somehow Kyle messed around and finds himself coming up on another Super Bowl.
Method to the madness. We don't have to understand the process. We're just here for the result.
If we lose on Sunday because D doesn't save Jimmy, will Kyle and the Niners look back with regret, not playing Trey, courage acquired? Yes.
I don't think so. Oh. I think the plan was always that they thought they were going to be in this game, at least. But I think that's a good question. What they will be upset is that it will feel like a missed opportunity because of how special this defense has been and how well they played. So I'll say.
All right. Back to the show. Who should start at cornerback? Ambry Thomas coming back, hasn't practiced for a while, but he could get some full practice under his belt. Dante Johnson was just phenomenal in the last game. And then there's Josh Norman. Who would you start?
Probably Ambry. But Dante Johnson is perfect as a relief pitcher in any sort of bench because he's so versatile. But Ambry's playing so well, and he had a full practice today, I believe. So I think you just go back with Ambry, especially because he's been in that environment. He's already played there as well, too. Dante Johnson should be your ultimate Swiss Army knife. God forbid something happens to K1 Williams, Jimmy Ward, Jaquiski Tartt. He can play all of those positions, and he should be somebody that is there. Break in case of emergency. Josh Norman, thank you for the one pass breakup where the ball, it didn't get there fast enough and you weren't called for a PI because you're getting close to it. But no, not Norman. Not Norman.
Fair. Yeah, Ambry Thomas, if he's ready. I think the Niners, the reason they didn't play him last week is that I don't think they trust him without a full week of preparation and practice, which is fair. Maybe he was still injured, but if he's healthy enough to practice the next couple of days, I would trust him. He seems like he's good enough to play. So, okay, Ambry's up?
Yeah.
Okay. Julio says, I don't care if Jimmy's out there while this stacked team wins. What's upsetting is that people trying to compare this guy with Montana. Just stop. Comparing the mascot with Montana is setting the standard very low. Yeah, if there's a comparison for Jimmy, it ain't Montana.
Nobody should be saying that. Nobody should be saying that. Like, again, there's the people on both sides of this extreme argument that make it hard for anybody to be subjective and at least paint the middle with gray. It's not black and white, right? Like, Jimmy's not Montana. Jimmy's not absolute garbage. And there's too loud.
He played very well in November. I thought he was really good in November, but I don't think he's played well since he's gotten injured. He is injured, and that should be a consideration here. It's free. His thumb is injured. He's throwing hand.
The arguments are just too loud on both sides. Like, don't bring up Montana. Will you stop?
Yeah. It's crazy. That's crazy stuff. Armando says this game is simple. Eliminate Stafford and his weapons by running 35 plus times. You can't score if there isn't enough time and opportunities to do so. If we control possession, then we should be fine. And that's what they do so consistently well against the Rams.
Yeah, and that's why this game's not going to get out to 17-0.
And that's why the Rams try to run the ball so much against the Niners. They tried last night, it just didn't work. I don't know what it is. Their line, their running backs. Cam Akers, you trust him?
He fumbled the ball 2 times, and he faced a really good run defense this past week.
Sad to say this, but this is the year half our team is leaving next year. Deebo, Nick Bosa, Aziz are getting massive contracts, not to mention Tartt. Interesting. This is the year.
Last dance. I mean, there's going to be guys who have to get paid, and the cap goes up, and there's a lot of free agents. So yeah, this is the last ride for this group.
Kyle gets it done differently against each team. Yes, he does. Niner offense will be predicated on the run and yak. Deep threat passing is not something that Rams defense will worry about. Yeah,
they don't. But that's their style though. Like, Brandon Staley leaves too high up, and now Raheem Morris came in, and he has to run that basically. And they are. This is the thing with the Rams and why they match up so well, or the Niners match up so well. We're not going to give anything up over our head, so complete everything in front of us so we can tackle you. But that's exactly what they want to do. Like, and then they're like, okay, run the ball on us. We have enough offense to outscore you. You're playing right into this team's hands. That's why when people are like, well, you can't beat them 3 times in a row, they'll adjust. They haven't adjusted once in 6 games. No. They have not adjusted.
And they don't have the personnel to adjust. They don't have Kenny Clark in the middle. They don't have Devontae Campbell at linebacker. They don't have it.
What are they going to do?
Their players are pass rushers.
That's it. It's like Brian Peacock said, studs and scrubs lineup. Like the stars, and then just a bunch of other guys who fill spots. Like, yes, Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald, that's top end level talent. But the 49ers are not going to pick on them. They're going to pick on the guys that they should be picking on. That's the thing.
Have you guys watched Ward's interview with D Butt? Who's D Butt? If not, you should. D Butt.
D Butt.
D Butt. He interviewed D Butt.
It feels like there's a joke coming or something like that.
There's probably a joke there.
Yeah.
Anyway, I give it a 7 out of 10. Will Victor says the Niners are not paying a quarterback $25 million to make 2 or 3 good plays. If that's the case, they might as well play the rookie who's getting paid less. Ain't no way in hell the guys on D are happy with his interception. Look, I think a lot of the guys on defense like Tartt, Ward, I keep going back to what Ward said when I interviewed him about, he was like, why did the Rams get rid of Goff? And I was like, you're the only person in the world who said that. But from a defensive player's perspective, it's like, I'm not really looking that closely at the quarterback. All I know is we win with him. So what's the problem? Like, what is the problem? Are you sure we're going to win more with the next guy? And that's the thing. Like, if the Niners keep winning with Jimmy and you move on to the next guy, it's like, are you sure we're going to do better next year with him? And it may not even be Trey's fault. It may just be that the team isn't as good. I don't know. It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah. I mean, it's not easy to win in this league. I mean, the Chiefs are probably going to make their 3rd straight Super Bowl, but that's not typical. We're living in the Tom Brady era. That's not typical.
If Grant needs wheels, he just takes them. Grant's from the hills of Oakland. Oh, yeah, man, it's rough up there. I think our line would frustrate Mahomes. See Eric smash McKinnon.
Watch your mouth talking about Jerick McKinnon.
The fact that McKinnon has such a big role in the Chiefs makes me feel like strange about their prospects, but
Oh, I think I'm pulling up to Levi South in my McKinnon jersey just to make everybody mad now.
You have a McKinnon jersey?
Bro, it was like $12 on sale or whatever from Fanatics. I had to run with the Joker with the Wildcat. It was like so easy to do.
I like that. Ride Mitchell and Deebo till the wheels fall off.
Yes,
yeah,
please.
I think he's got that. 88 Niner, what's up, Rob? What's up, Grant? You can't beat us. Only we can beat us. Looking at Jimmy, that's kind of what I'm saying. I think really the Titans didn't beat the Niners. The Niners beat themselves in Tennessee. And Tennessee was just kind of chilling, waiting, like, all right, they're going to do it. They're going to do it. We're not going to do it. No, but the other thing they did was instead of throwing, I wanted to mention this earlier, instead of throwing deep down the field like Stafford did so he could just get picked, they did a lot of like deep comeback routes on the outside that kind of isolated you. You're not going to get any yak, but what you can get is a 15-yard catch on 3rd and 12. And you do have the wide receivers to pull that off with Odell Beckham. So I don't know. Maybe they should try that. Not that I'm trying to give the Rams ideas because I kind of want to cover the Super Bowl. I'm just saying.
McVay's watching. He knows. I told him you got to run it every single time and punt on 4th down. You'll absolutely win, McVay. I got you, bro.
Thanks, Johnny. John B says, watching Grant on Jimmy G is like watching MSM cover Trump in 2016. You always count him out, and he just wins. Trade Deebo, Bosa, head coach, start Dwelly. Maybe we'll be so mad. But why do you talk about Jimmy so much? Because he's the quarterback of the team I cover. This is how it's going to go with every quarterback that's ever been.
And this is your grand plan to motivate him too. That's the other thing too. So
don't act like you're as well if I wasn't nitpicking. No,
right. That's what I'm saying. Like when they do the 49ers Super Bowl DVD, they have to include a portion of where Grant Cohn motivated Jimmy Garoppolo. Like, and it was all that. Yeah, it was a master plan, bro. What the hell? Why are people not seeing the vision?
I'm trying to tell him. This is quality control right here. If Jimmy, it's been a terrific year for quality control. If Jimmy started as a rookie, statistically, he looks a lot like Brad Johnson. He had a pretty good career. Brad Johnson Brad Johnson did have a pretty good career. A couple different teams, Super Bowl win. It's true. Some similarities there.
Won a Super Bowl?
Yeah. Timmy J says, since both teams talking about no surprises between them, does Kyle throw in the kid at some point? No. He's not going to happen. I wish. 10 makes the throws. Every quarterback should be able to complete. He does nothing special. Does he do something special? His motivation, his demeanor. It's his demeanor. You don't understand. It's his cadence.
Grant.
It's his handoff. No. His handoffs are really good, though. I got to say, though. It's the way his teammates love him. It's the way he makes you feel. The way he makes you feel. You know what I'm saying? True Sap Comedy says, why did Jeff Garcia torch me to Kimes today? I don't know. I thought it was in poor taste.
Because he's a misogynist and he's definitely insecure.
Where did that come from? Do the Rams have anyone? I love it when you go capital every word. Let people know they really mean business.
He means it.
Do the Rams have anyone missing this game due to injury? And not displaying Wilson or another back is a mistake. We'll have half-winded people running the ball a lot. Yeah, it's a good point.
I thought that was how Jeff Garcia was right. I'm not this comment. That's different. Joel, I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at Jeff Garcia's rant. I'm not laughing at this.
I'm not laughing at you, Joel. That was nice.
Do they have anyone missing this game due to injury? Whitworth was a little bit banged up. Note Boom, the guard.
What happened to Daryl Henderson there, running back?
He's back, but it's Akers and Michelle.
They don't like him?
No, I don't know. I think that they were cool with using him when Akers wasn't there, and then Michelle got there later on. And when they switched over to heavy personnel,
what do they like about Akers? I mean, maybe he's good, but he hasn't looked good since he came back.
Strong, man. He ran over. He almost killed Budda Baker. Unfortunately, all right. Look,
2 yards of carry.
And he's back off an Achilles way earlier than he should be too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right.
They like him.
Darius Butler. Oh, D-Butt. It wasn't a joke.
D-Butt.
Dante's great since his mother passed. Inspiring. Oh, that's true. That is true. That is inspiring. I really think Jimmy is due for a great game. Yes, great. It's time. There you go. Let's go out on that. What? Okay. The Niners. Anyone who follows these teams knows that the Niners own this matchup, and they match up way better than the Rams. And the Rams are just not built to win. But they were up 17-0, and it came down to overtime. Very close game. Why was that game so close, despite the fact that the Niners have a lot of matchup advantages and the Rams have very few?
Team just started slowly. Defensively, they did. I felt like D'Amico Ryans picked it up a little bit later on in that game.
What was the issue defensively start at the beginning? They could not stop the pass.
So in the first touchdown to Higbee, Ambry Thomas was there, but they went against him, and they had a great plan with that. The first drive, they scripted everything beautifully. They went at Dante Johnson. Cooper Kupp had big catches. They were going through their script, and they were getting to it, right? It took D'Amico a little while longer to make those adjustments and change things up. Now you compound that with the offense not starting as fast also, and you find yourself in a 17-0 bind, and that's why the game was so close. So both sides of the ball, it kind of started slowly, and I want to make sure that I talk about the defense because they turned it on, and they were the reason that they got that back in the game, right? And they were able to run the ball, and they were able to do all those things. And again, the scoring after the half thing is huge, man. Like, that's another reason that, like, Kyle always wants to defer is he wants to try to double up, and they're very good at doing that by getting themselves back into the game. So that's why a 17-0 lead, 17-3, 17-7 doesn't seem insurmountable going into the half. If you score right before the half and then you come right back out and you score now 17-14 or 17-10, you're right back in striking distance. It was the way that the defense first came out. D'Amico Ryans made his adjustments. He wasn't necessarily ready for what the script was calling for with McVay. Like, they picked on the younger guys. They picked on the advantageous matchups. K1 wasn't playing in this game. So that, on top of the slow start with the offense, you're down 17-0 pretty quickly, and Sean McVay is like hoisting the Lombardi in the end zone, and then we know what happened.
Hey, don't forget that Jimmy Garoppolo in that game threw 2 picks and fumbled, and really the fumble could have been the worst, most egregious one because it was the one furthest back, and Tom Compton recovered it, Kittle recovered it. The last pick was late in the game.
The bounce off of Kittle.
Yeah, late in the game in the end zone that took points off the board, kind of like. Man, he's thrown some picks in the red zone recently. Anyway, that's another reason why the game was so close because to me, the way I saw Jimmy's performance in LA, it was exactly the performance he had in Tennessee. The difference was the defense held. As you pointed out, Jimmy had the game-winning drive, not the game-tying drive. The game-tying drive in Tennessee. Just like he had the game-tying drive in LA, defense held, forced overtime. Jimmy was the hero. They didn't force overtime in Tennessee. Eric Armstead didn't have the sack in Tennessee, and they lost. So, and then that's the perfect example of how you look. I mean, after Tennessee, everyone's like, that was unacceptable, Jimmy. Don't you ever do that again. But I guess the Rams was like, hey, you came through, though. You came through at the end. He came through at the end of Tennessee. He did. Just point that out.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. All right, so that's why the game was so close. Who you picking, real quick?
Niners 28-21.
2021?
28-21. 28-21.
Dude, I don't think LA is scoring 21.
If they don't, they're screwed. They better.
Fair enough. 28 for the Niners, man. That offense is struggling.
It's going to happen this week.
Okay. All right. I really think Jimmy's due for a great game. Yeah, we said that already. So does Jason.
But here's the thing. What's a great game?
A win.
No. 215 yards, a touchdown or two.
I don't know. Like
clean.
Clean.
Yeah. No turnovers.
Good stats. Yeah.
Convert on third down.
Touchdown, no picks, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Convert those third downs. Keep it going.
Thank you. My thoughts exactly, guys. Montana is an icon and should be left alone. On top of that pedestal, Niners to the Super Bowl, Trey Area 2022.
Yeah. Stop talking about Montana and Jimmy or Montana and anybody else. That's disrespectful.
Home of the Brave. That's for Jason. A lot of talent comes from Jersey. Thank you guys for what you do. The Jimmy chapter has to be shut after this year. Tony from Jersey.
We'll see.
Thank you.
We'll see, Tony.
I used to think of my brother that made all F's on school and went to prison, so I understand Deebo taking up for Jimmy. That's wow. Keith calls in on Saturdays too, man. That was real.
Keith, I mean, you love your brother, right? You explain, his shortcomings, right? Like my brother gets drunk and he yells at me and everything, but I get mad in that moment. But then I'd say, all right, the next day, all right, bro, we're good, man. So
here's the analogy I want to say. All right, RSJF, thank you very much. I want to go back to the Mina Kimes analogy, but listen, I want to extend it way further. This is Jimmy, all right? It's a group project time, and Jimmy's in your group. Jimmy's the most popular kid in school. He's on the basketball team, the football team. Everyone knows Jimmy. But the thing that's cool about Jimmy is that he's really nice. He's down to earth. He knows your name. He doesn't big time anybody. He's a nice guy, and he's the most popular dude. And he's in your group. And on top of that, he's rich. And he says, let's do it at my house. And everyone's like, yeah, we're going to Jimmy's house. And he greets you, and his mom's hella nice, and he gives you cookies, and everything's hella nice. You're down in his den, and you're playing Xbox, and it's like, we got to be friends. I love hanging out with Jimmy Garoppolo. And then it's like, it's time to do the group project. And like, he's by far the worst person in your group. It's like, wait, hold on. That's your suggestion? It's like, well, I mean, some things. He's not, but he's really not very good. And you're like, you know what, Jimmy, just chill. we got this. And at the end of it, you're actually positive about the experience because you got to kick it with his house and spend time with him. And you're happy to carry the load. You're happy to carry the load for him because, it's cool. He had a good time. But come on. It's not like he's the best in the class.
Yeah, but you're leaving out the nice house, the pizza that mom gets them, the Xbox, all those things. That's contributing. It's contributing to morale, and those guys want to.
And Jimmy contributes to morale, right? That's what they all say. He makes us feel confident. All that stuff. It's like, yeah, man, he had the pizza, he had the nightstand, the Xbox. He said hello, but then when it was time to, all right, what do we do here? He's like, okay, we're gonna do cosine. He's like, no, not cosine. What are you talking about, cosine? And it's another thing is like, he's the senior in the class and you're sophomores. And you're like, dude, you've been in the class 3 years. And he's like, well, yeah, but last year I missed a lot of time because I hurt my ankle. And then the year before that, I wasn't here mostly because my knee. It's like, all right, man, well, whatever. It's all good. But then what irks people is that at the end of the year, the teacher makes him student of the year. And everyone's like, well, hold on.
Or he gets up and gets the award. Like when they're just like, bring up.
We carried him the whole time. That's the way I
can't believe I got roped into this. You really roped me right into this.
But at the same time, everyone does want to be in Jimmy's group. That's the thing. It's like, all right, man. Like I like pizza. I'm just saying.
Like, well, not even that, right? The girls are gonna like come over and talk to us and all that stuff.
Yes, I want to be in Jimmy's group. It's a good time.
Grant,
absolutely. Like I'm not stressing about. I'm good at math. Like I don't even need Jimmy's help.
I can't with you, bro. I can't with you.
Funny how when we lose, it's not Jimmy's fault, but when we win, it's Jimmy just wins. Cheerleading fans are a joke. Can't wait till Jimmy and his Garoppolo are gone. But here's the thing. As Jason pointed out, the other side is the same way, right? When the Niners win, they win in spite of Jimmy, and when they lose, it's all Jimmy's fault, and that's me. So it's just a balancing act, right? It's a balancing act.
It is. And as long as you understand everything that's going on and you can contextualize it, I think when you can compartmentalize the fact that that's what you're getting from Jimmy Garoppolo, and when we say what's a good game, 200, a touchdown, and no interceptions, that's a very good game. If the 49ers get that in this Rams game.
For Jimmy, that's a great game.
But if they get that from Jimmy,
they win.
They win by a lot.
They win. If Trent Williams does not play this Sunday, but that's because we assume the defense is going to force at least one turnover, have 5 sacks. I mean, we just assume a lot from the defense, in my opinion, that they're going to play championship defense, and basically the offense has to show up here and there, do their part.
I mean, but can you argue that they won't? I mean, they've been
we expect that though.
Yeah,
and it's another thing, like. The defense can't do that. The defense can't come around, have a bad first half, give up a bunch of touchdowns, and then get it together at the end and be like, we had a good game. Like, no. They've been consistent pretty much. They were great for 58 minutes in Green Bay. That's what they did. That was impressive. That's what I want to say. Trent Williams did not play this Sunday. Do you think the Niners need to do anything crazy to slow down that pass rush? They just beat him without Trent Williams.
Cohn and Jason, baby.
Run and replay, there's 2 weeks to rest.
That's it. Empty the tank.
Yeah.
Like
Grant, you're like the Jim Rome for the Niners. I like Jim Rome. He's funny. Yeah, he's a very SoCal dude, though. Everything about him is extra SoCal.
I was gonna say, didn't Jim Everett from the Rams almost like whip his ass?
No, but I think what happened, what I understood is that was totally scripted, and it was something that they talked about, and it made his career, but it was totally scripted.
Well, if you remember that, because I'm old, ESPN2 was in its infant stages when he started that show, so maybe.
Yes. Too early to talk about Revenge Tour 2.0.
Yes.
Yeah, they haven't lost yet, man. This is the Revenge Tour. The Revenge Tour deferred. Jimmy is this team's DUFF, designated underachieving football friend. I never heard of that. That's funny.
I mean, the comments are.
My viewers are brutal, just brutal, man, just brutal.
They're killing it.
Jeremy likes him. Hey, Grant, do you know who Kevin Samuel is? Hearing all these fans talk bad about Jimmy and how they want a better quarterback, almost have forgot. Kevin Samuel? No, I have no idea who Kevin Samuel is. You can tell me. And rematch of Week 14 for Super Bowl. Thanks for the content, guys. Y'all are dope.
Appreciate you, Keith.
Who do you think's going to win the AFC Championship game?
Chiefs.
Me too.
Their best chance to lose was I picked the Bills. That was the only game I got wrong, was picking the Bills. It was it.
You win that game against the Bills. I don't know. You're gonna lose. I mean, that was
13 seconds, dude. Come on.
And like the reason they didn't win the Super Bowl last year is because their offensive line was decimated. What's the state of it now? Is it basically?
No, they upgraded it. They traded for Orlando Brown. They got all their guys back, and look at that. Mahomes isn't figured out. Look at that. Andy Reid is still really good at play calling. Like Darrell Williams goes down, insert Jerick McKinnon. We got this. What the hell's going on, bro? Like that's the thing. It's like right now, win this game, And then you'll worry about them in 2 weeks. But
let me tell you this. If the Niners beat the Rams and they go on and beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl and Jimmy beats the Chiefs,
you got to say something nice about him.
You know what? You will. Because I think it's hard. I think it's damn near impossible to beat the Chiefs in spite of your quarterback.
Josh Allen played the game of his life.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think the Niners are going to beat the Chiefs if Jimmy Garoppolo keeps playing the way he's played since Tennessee. So if they go to the Super Bowl and beat Kansas City, I'm assuming that means that Jimmy had a shockingly good game. And that'll make him a legend. So let's see what happens, man. This season's just getting good. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks Jason for coming on.
When we linking Saturday?
Yes. Is it just me or when the Niners lose without Jimmy? It's when the team is missing a lot of players, other star players. When Jimmy is hurt, pretty convenient.
Also was out last year when he went down. Mullins didn't have everybody. Deebo got hurt, right? Kittle was hurt for stretches. That's not a bad way to look at it.
It's
I know
true.
You're not going to say that.
Nah, Jimmy's gonna have to win the Super Bowl for me to say something nice.
And win it, not just beat it.
Hey, there could be 2 minutes left and not just be up 10. I'm not saying anything, man. I was in Miami. I'm not saying a damn thing. You're gonna have to finish this one out, guys. But if they do, I will say something nice. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.